said the immigrant to the orphan, said the immigrant to the orphan. Well, the album was called The Immigrant and the Orphan, and essentially it's the follow-up to my After the Wake album from about 4 years ago. In early 2012, I'd had another batch of songs written, and then right afterwards I had just a bunch of personal setbacks, injuries and just some personal losses. And all of a sudden the songs that I'd written didn't really hold the same meaning for me. They just felt like songs. I couldn't find myself in them anymore. So we recorded a folk album, and I used the time to digest a lot of the stuff that had happened in the previous year, the bad stuff and the amazingly good stuff that came out of the bad stuff. By early 2014 I had a whole bunch of new songs written, so I began demoing them with Rob Shaffer.
John started coming over and demoing 2 or 3 songs at a time. As we started collecting the songs, it became obvious that we had something really great. One song in particular, Sing On Johnny, which John wrote about his dad, is a really special one for me. We started adding parts to the demos, and song after song started coming to life. This is a really incredible collection.
Well, my biggest influence has always been folk music from Ireland and America. When people ask me what kind of music I play, I just say folk music, because to me it encompasses all manner of real organic music, and that's what I love. There are songs on the album that have an Eastern European flavour. There's songs that use string and horn arrangements to add, lushness and character. But the songs themselves are what remain at the centre of it all. I pick what I think are the strongest songs from all the ones I've written. The songs that go together thematically, and then the themes that actually belong together as well. I still really believe in the art of an album. Those 10 to 12 songs that you present, as a unit. I think it's really important, and I don't want music to lose this kind of presentation. And I'm afraid that it might. And I'll usually write about 25 songs before I start the recording process, and then I'll bounce them off, a very select few people.
The title track of the album is The Immigrant and the Orphan, and the first time John played it for me, I melted and cried. Because there's this line at the very end where he says, "Your thoughts are my thoughts, my dear, your thoughts are my thoughts." And I just thought it was such a perfect encapsulation of the intimacy between two people. Just, it's very touching for me. And I thought, how can this song get any better? And then our friend Andrew Lifke, who's a really top-notch composer, musician, arranger, wrote this string quartet arrangement to accompany it that's just exquisite and so beautiful, and I think really just takes it to a whole new level.
I remember thinking, I thought this was going to be Irish music, because a lot of people in the Irish community were the ones that I was hearing about John from. And it wasn't Irish music, it was just music, and it was really, really great music. And as I listened to the album, I thought, this is Dylan-esque. There's so many songs out right now, and so many songwriters, and their stuff is good, and it's really good, but it's genre-centric. So you can have a really great dance song, but once you put it into a different genre, it's not that great. Or you can have a really good folk song, but if you change it up into a different genre, it just doesn't cut it. And the thing about John's songs are, they're just great songs.
We're getting very close, we're almost there, but as you know, it's really difficult to survive as an artist. Never mind put money aside for recording projects. What I hope is that through this campaign enough people will pre-purchase the album, trusting that we will reward their faith in us, and that some folks might be able to help us even further. The money that we raise from this will help cover the rest of the process, and then hopefully we'll have some money left over to help towards promoting the album, getting this record in the right hands, and hopefully opening up new audiences for us. This record, The Immigrant and the Orphan, is getting everything that we have, artistically, financially, any other way you can think of. It's a record we've put our hearts and souls into, and I think it's the best thing we've ever made. Sing on, Johnny, don't lose a thing. Sing on, Johnny, don't lose a thing.